Press play, take a seat, turn it up.
But a starting point focuses you in one area, and when you get focused, you become like a magnet, and you can together pull things out of like a doorway.
I was just coming out of what some people call writer's block, and I found out that there was really no such thing as that. It was actually a downloading period for us as artists, and to embrace that thing was maybe the best thing I could have ever done.
No, I was really insulated in the studio and spent a lot of time alone. It's good for me. I guess even personally, I just have a whole new approach to my life, really, and that is just one of honesty and one of sort of...
I don't look at the outside very much. I look inward and try to focus on what do I feel, what am I seeing, in the hopes that by sharing what's going on in me, it maybe resonates with someone else. I can't predict what someone else would like.
No, I haven't actually sat down with those legends, though I wish I could. Maybe one day it would be a bucket list coffee time conversation. First, I have to say that I've been inspired in a few classic interviews on MTV back in the day, and some of my own creative resources and influences, which I resonate with the energy of those legends. Though, of course, there is so much out there. And in this intro, I picked the first saying on the visionary mind of David Lynch, the American filmmaker, and then following up with the soulful openness heart of Erykah Badu, especially in her unforgettable early 2000s interviews. And I also picked Alanis Morissette in her Inner Journey voice when she had that time of teaching open hearts and explore the new expression of being the intimacy, creating by itself. And finally also ends the intro with Rick Rubin, which now is an enigma of the creativity industry and the New York Times bestseller author of The Creative Act, which I believe most of creative people, and not only creative people, but there are a lot of people talking about his book nowadays. And he says so much in this book that I think it resonates with most of us. And one of the things that he emphasized, it's the creativity as a way of authenticity, which is one of the things that I think it's being kind of trendy, and it's kind of being a new, not new, but kind of people coming up more with those topics about find the authenticity first and then see how you can express that through your own voice. Yes, this one is a little bit different. As I'm navigating real life, the show is coming along for the ride, and I was supposed to record with someone else this week, but COVID hit me and I didn't want to make this episode just about that. Like I've said before in one of my intro episodes, this podcast or slash videocast, whatever you want to call, has no set format. And I'm calling this one Move Inner instead of Move Forward. With this pause and a new format for today, no video, just audio. Why not take this time to go a little bit deeper into this whole experience that I've been putting out there, how that looks like for me so far, and hopefully it might inspire someone else to move inner instead of just moving forward. And that's how I feel about putting this new podcast content out there, especially along the side with a lot of enthusiastic people I've been meeting along the way. I know the world is overflowing with new content out there. But like Shakespeare wrote once in his play, not exactly the words he said, I don't remember, but it's something about like not everything that shines is gold. Some of them are noisy and some of them is gold. Either way, that's the gamble. I feel like this is out there to remind us that we make choices along the way, to be able to get to know ourselves a little bit better. So with that, I have a question for you. Do you usually move inner in your life or you move forward? And what does mean to you one of those two ways? For me, we bring this title today because I've been chosen to move inner in this creative journey. Has been a mix of a lot of things, fun, adventure, self-discovery, and this week with a little bit touch of COVID, just to spice a little bit up. Yes, but all of this made me realize that I'm not just here as a creator, as a hoster of the Stories to Feel Alive. I'm also here as a listener, as a learner, as a contributor, and honestly, it's become one of my favorite creative projects ever. I've been putting myself out there. It's I'm not gonna lie, there's a bunch of challenges on the way. Technical challenge, pre-preparation work, location change, unexpected yeses, which I do respect, the ones that say no. And also, a bunch of things along the way that we don't even have space or maybe time to expose out there, and all this, the curveballs. The real challenge here that I've been noticed to is figuring out actually how to question the new certainties that we think are brand new. You know what I mean? Yeah. How to question the new certainties that we think are brand new. Yeah, I will leave that hanging. Let's go back with moving or move forward. Yeah, it could be another thing. But because here's the thing. When something that I learned with this too about move inner, that I picked move me inner, by the way, is that when we make space for others, the energy in the room naturally balances out and we can feel it, And I believe move inner brings this sense of space, a space to anything we want to make happen out there. Could be anything, relationships, new work, career, creative projects, whatever it makes us alive, But that's not the main point for me about this new podcast. The point is very simple, actually. It's just that I wanted to be around people who love great conversation and who makes us feel like whatever we bring to the table will be cherished and alive. So whatever you hear here, it serves as it is. And that makes me remember something that once somebody said, we cannot truly start a banquet until we realize the hunger is not the only. Well, what he says? 1 second. I think it was we cannot truly start a banquet until we realize the hunger is not only in the body, it's also in the soul. Holy. Yes. And I kind of deeply resonate that time I heard that, and I was like, for real. Nutrition comes in different sides of us, different ways. And that's what I'm saying. Like, how often do you feed your inner self to be able to serve and be able to have the conditions of serving outsiders, And I leave here the door open for whoever wants to answer this question or come along with me to this new project. Anyone who wants to bring their own flavor to this banquet and to answer one question, right? Do you move forward or do you prefer to move inner? You all very welcome to reach out on the new Instagram for this project, which called The Stories to Feel Alive All Together. Also, if you feel like writing more formal or maybe a letter, just go ahead and send me something on storiestofeel@gmail.com. Yeah, I will love to hear more about it and what else could we bring to this table. You know, the space is open, the heart's open, so welcome in. Thanks so much for this, and I see you in the next episode. And take care of yourself.